Hey guys, it's Betro, and today we're going to talk about why you should not hike the Appalachian Trail. So let's keep moving. In this video, I've prepared a series of incredible landscape shots from Georgia all the way to Maine. And the purpose of this video is to talk about why you should not hike the Appalachian Trail. In short, when you get on this trail, you will change as a person. So if you don't want to change, you should not hike the Appalachian Trail. If you do want change, the Appalachian Trail will definitely provide that for you. In this video, I'm going to provide you a number of incredible landscape shots all the way from Georgia, all the way to Mount Katahdin, to give you a full gamut of what the Appalachian Trail has to offer in terms of incredible views, along with a storyline of how the Appalachian Trail changed my life. So let's keep moving. There are moments in life when you know everything is about to change. For me, that moment happened beneath the stone arch at Amicalola Falls State Park in North Georgia. Standing there before the sunrise, surrounded by other hikers, filled with nervous excitement. I looked towards the mountains that disappeared into the darkness. Somewhere beyond those ridges lay a footpath stretching more than 2,197 miles through 14 states, ending at Mount Katahdin in Maine. It was difficult to comprehend. I wasn't just preparing to hike across the eastern United States, I was preparing to leave everything behind that was familiar. My daily routine, my career, those distractions in modern life, the noise. I had spent months preparing physically, researching gear, studying maps, watching videos, and reading other hiker journal blogs from hikers that had gone there before me. Nothing prepares you for taking that first step. In that moment, fear and excitement exist together. You wonder if you're strong enough, if you pack the right gear, if your body will hold up, if you'll actually make it to Maine. Then you start walking. The Appalachian Trail is unlike any other long-distance trail in the world. Every year, nearly 3 million visit portions of the trail. In 2025, 16.9 million people visited the trail. Around 3,000 people every year dream big enough to attempt a through hike. Only about 25% finish. It isn't because they're weak, it's because this trail demands everything. Physically, mentally, emotionally, every single day. Before beginning my hike, I became the first registered northbound through hiker of 2025 and became the Corolla Falls Visitor Center. At that time, it felt like a fun milestone. Looking back now, it marked the beginning of one of the greatest adventures, the greatest transformations of my life. Georgia wastes absolutely no time introducing hikers to reality. People often imagine a leisurely walk through beautiful forests. Georgia has other plans. Climbs are steep. Descents punish your knees. Your backpack feels heavier with every mile. Even though Georgia only represents 78 miles of the Appalachian Trail, many hikers say it's one of the toughest sections. And they're right. One of the earliest climbs in Georgia is Blood Mountain, the highest point on the Georgia section of the trail. Standing on that summit, I realized something important. Every unnecessary item in my backpack had become a burden. By the time I reached Neal's Gap, I was already starting to downsize gear in my pack. It made me realize something about life. Sometimes things weighing us down aren't physical. Sometimes it's stress, regret, fear, past failures, expectations. The trail teaches you that letting go isn't giving up. Sometimes it's exactly what you need at that time. Crossing into North Georgia felt like a major accomplishment. It also reminded me how much further I had to go. The Appalachian Trail has a way of keeping you on check. Every time you think you've conquered a difficult mountain, another one appears. The Smoky Mountains introduce breathtaking ridge lines, old-growth forests, unforgettable sunrises. Early mornings have become part of my favorite part of the day. Watching the sun slowly climb above the layers of blue mountains reminded me how small our problems can be when viewed from the right perspective. These quiet moments became sacred. No emails, no phone calls, no deadlines, just birds singing. Winds through the trees, another day waiting to unfold. One of the greatest gifts on the Appalachian Trail wasn't found in the scenery, it was found in the people. Complete strangers quickly became lifelong friends. Doctors walked beside teachers, college students shared campsites with retirees. Veterans hiked alongside young professionals. But once you're carrying a backpack through the mountains, those labels disappear. On the trail, everyone simply becomes the hiker. People encourage one another, share food, offer advice, celebrate milestones, help each other through difficult days. It's one of the few places left where kindness feels completely natural. Then there was trail magic. Cold drinks at a road crossing, fresh fruit after days of eating dehydrated meals, a hot hamburger cooked by someone you've never met. Small acts of generosity became unforgettable when you're living outdoors. Trail angels remind you that goodness still exists in this world. Virginia eventually welcomed me with open arms. They refused to let me leave. More than 500 miles long, Virginia is the longest state on the Appalachian Trail. Some hikers joke that Virginia lasts forever. During those weeks, I stopped thinking about reaching Maine. Instead, I learned to focus on something much simpler. Today's miles, today's weather, today's climb. The trail teaches us life's greatest lessons. The only way to accomplish something overwhelming is to stop worrying about the finish line. Focus on today, one step, one mile, one mountain. Eventually, those small victories become extraordinary accomplishments. As the miles added up, something unexpected happened. The trail started changing me. At first, I thought I was just hiking through forest. Eventually, I realized the trails helped me walk through my own life. Beginning this journey, I carried emotional weight I'd been building for years. Stress, disappointment, trauma. Questions I didn't know how to answer. Walking 10 or 15 miles every day gave me something modern life rarely provides: time. Time to think, time to reflect, time to feel. There were hours when the only sounds were my footsteps and the wind through the trees. Without distractions, I began processing parts of my life I had buried beneath work, responsibilities, and constant activity. The mountains never judged me, they simply listened. Every climb became symbolic. Every summit reminded me that pain is temporary. Growth requires effort. And the best views usually come after the hardest climbs. The Appalachian Trail also teaches humility. No matter how experienced you become, nature always has the final word. There were days of relentless rain, boots soaked for days, cold mountains, cold mornings, hot afternoons, thunderstorms rolling across mountain ridges, clouds so thick you couldn't see 20 feet ahead. There are moments of exhaustion, moments of doubt, days when quitting sounded pretty much incredibly appealing. Quitting only guarantees one thing: you'll never know what waited around the next bend, so I kept walking. Eventually I reached some of the most iconic places on the trail: Shenandoah National Park, rolling hills of Pennsylvania, peaceful farms crossing into New Jersey, the Hudson River, the mountains of New England. Every state had its own personality, its own challenges, its own unforgettable memories. Pennsylvania introduced endless rocks. Hampshire introduced relentless climbs. The White Mountains challenged every ounce of strength I had left. Franconia Ridge felt like walking through the clouds. Mount Washington reminded us how quickly mountain weather can change. These mountains demand respect. I don't care how far you've already walked, every day begins at zero. Then came Maine. By this point, my backpack felt lighter, not because it weighed less, but because I had become stronger. Southern Maine is rugged beyond description. Roots, mud, boulders, steep climbs, and then comes the 100-mile wilderness. No towns, very few roads, just wilderness stretching towards Katahdin. Every day became more emotional because I knew the journey was coming to an end. After living this lifestyle for months, the trail had become home. The people had become family. The simplicity had become freedom. Part of me wanted to finish, but another part of me never wanted it to end. Finally, Mount Katahdin, the mountain every northbound hiker dreams about. The climb was everything I expected: steep, demanding, beautiful. Every step carried months of memories: the people I had met, the storms, the laughter, the tears, the sunrises, the campfires, the friendships, the lessons. When I finally reached Baxter Peak, placed my hand on that famous wooden sign, I stood in silence. I wasn't thinking about the miles. I wasn't thinking about finishing. I was simply grateful. Grateful for the opportunity, grateful for the people, grateful for every difficult day that almost convinced me to quit, because those difficult days made this moment possible. People often ask if hiking the Appalachian Trail changed my life. Without hesitation, I say yes. Not because I walked across 14 states, not because I completed 2,197 miles, not because I climbed countless mountains. The trail changed me because it stripped away everything unnecessary. It reminded me that happiness doesn't come from possessions. It comes from purpose. It reminded me that strength grows through adversity. The courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to keep moving despite it. That success isn't measured how quickly you reach the summit. It's measured by refusing to stop climbing. Today, I still carry the Appalachian Trail with me. Not on my back, but in my heart. Whenever life becomes overwhelming, I remember standing alone on the mountain watching the sunrise. Whenever challenges appear impossible, I remember climbing mountains I once believed were beyond my ability. Whenever life becomes noisy, I remember the silence of the forest. The trail continues to teach me long after leaving it. If there's one lesson I'd leave with anyone watching this, it's this. Every one of us has our own Appalachian Trail. Maybe it isn't 2,197 miles long. Maybe it isn't the mountains. Maybe it's for building your life, starting a new career, overcoming addiction, healing from loss, pursuing a lifelong dream. Whatever your mountain is, don't focus on how far away the summit seems. Take the first step, then another, and another. Because extraordinary journeys are never completed all at once. They're completed one small step at a time. The Appalachian Trail gave me far more than adventure. It gave me perspective, friendship, faith, confidence, healing, and a deeper appreciation for this incredible world we all get to explore. Thank you for joining me on this adventure from Georgia to Maine. I hope these mountains inspire you as much as they inspired me. Maybe, just maybe, I'll see you somewhere down the trail on the Appalachian Trail. So if you found any value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and send me your comments as I do respond. As always, thanks for watching, but until next time, let's keep moving.